Pay close attention to what I am going to tell you now. If you are feeling a tightness in your chest that does not pass, if money enters through one hand and disappears through the other without explanation, if people you swore were of your trust turned their backs and vanished from your life out of nowhere, stop everything. This is not bad luck. This is not punishment. There is someone operating against you in the shadows, trying to lock your every step, and worse, thinking that no one up above is watching. But this person was gravely mistaken, because today, at this exact moment, I received a direct order from heaven to deliver to you a spiritual key that will unlock absolutely everything in your life. If you leave this video before the time, you will miss the greatest turning point that has ever been within your reach. Stay with me until the end. I know that in recent times your life has been strange, that sensation that nothing flows, that plans lock in the middle of the way, that you wake up tired even having slept. There are nights when you lie down, close your eyes, and your head races. You keep reviewing problem after problem, bill after bill, heartache after heartache. You feel alone in this battle, as if you were carrying the weight of the world on your back, and no one around noticed. For I need to tell you something that perhaps no one has ever told you with such clarity. What you are living is not your weakness. It is not a lack of competence. It is not a lack of faith. What is happening in your life is a profound spiritual rearrangement. It is as if heaven were removing layer by layer everything that was preventing your true blessing from arriving. And this process hurts. It hurts because it touches wounds that you thought had already scarred. It hurts because it exposes who was truly by your side and who was only there for what they could take from you. Now answer me with sincerity. How many times in the last weeks have you felt a restlessness in your chest that had no explanation? How many times did you pick up your phone and see that someone you helped with everything you could simply disappeared from your life as if you had never existed? How many times did sleep flee in the early hours and you stayed there, lying in the dark, feeling that something great was about to happen, but without knowing what? All of these are signs, and they are not random signs. They are confirmations that Archangel Michael is acting directly in your life at this moment. He is cutting with his sword every invisible bond that tied you to scarcity, to humiliation, to the emotional dependence on people who did not deserve you. But this liberation demands something from you. It demands that you stop resisting, that you accept that you deserve more than the crumbs that life has been offering you. And this is where many people lock up. Because we were raised in Brazil hearing that we have to endure in silence, that complaining is fussiness, that asking for more is greed. How many times did your own family make you feel guilty for wanting to live better? How many times did they tell you that you were wanting too much, that you should be grateful for the little and stop dreaming high? For I tell you with all the authority that has been granted to me, enough. This cycle of conformism ends today. I need you to understand something that will completely change the way you view your own story. Every door that was slammed in your face, every betrayal that hurt in the depths of your soul, every night you cried hidden in the bathroom so no one would see, all of this was being recorded. There is a spiritual book where every tear of yours was counted, every sacrifice of yours was noted, every time you chose to do the right thing, even when the wrong was easier, was engraved with fire. And I saw your name in this book. I saw it shining. I saw it marked for a restitution that will leave you without ground from so much gratitude. But before I reveal to you the next steps of this restoration, I need to share something that has been weighing on my heart since I received this message for you. There is a spiritual responsibility that accompanies everything you are discovering now. Not just any person reaches this point of the video. Most would have already left, would have already been distracted by something else. But you stayed, and this did not happen by chance. There is a restlessness inside you, a thirst that no water of this world can quench. You know that there is something greater operating in your life. You feel it in the depths of your chest, but you still do not have total clarity about what is being prepared for you and for your family. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, called How to Know If God Will Save You in the Final Judgment. This material was born exactly for people who are at this stage, who perceive that they were set apart for something grand, but need to understand in depth what heaven expects of them now. People who read this book wrote to me saying that for the first time in their lives, They felt the pieces fit together, that they understood the reason for so much struggle and so much pain. The link is in the description of the video and at the top of the comments. But I need to be honest with you. This content may go offline at any moment. The window is open now, and I do not know how long it will remain so. If this message is making your heart race, do not ignore it. Comment down below the word protected to seal this moment in your life. Now let us go deeper, because what I am going to reveal to you from here on is the part that most people are not prepared to hear. There is someone in your social circle, someone you see frequently, who smiles in front of you and roots for your defeat behind your back. I know it is heavy to hear this. I know you want to believe that everyone around you wishes you well. But Archangel Michael is showing me with absolute clarity that there is a specific person who has been feeding envy of your progress, who feels anger at seeing that even while being beaten by life, you remain standing. This person has already tried everything. They have already spoken ill of you behind your back, have already planted doubt in the heads of people who loved you, have already twisted facts to make you look like the villain of the story. And the most painful, at some point you trusted this person, you opened your heart, shared your plans, showed your vulnerabilities, and they used all of that against you. But here comes the part that will give you a relief you have not felt in months. This person has already lost all power over your life. The sword of Archangel Michael has already cut this bond. You will begin to perceive in the coming days that they will distance themselves naturally, will vanish, will stop looking for you. And when this happens, please, do not go after them. Do not send a message asking what happened. Let it go. Heaven is clearing the ground for what comes next. And what comes next is something I need you to prepare to receive, because most people do not know how to receive great blessings. We were so accustomed to surviving, to getting by with the minimum, to celebrating when we manage to pay the bills on the right day, that when something grand appears, the first reaction is to be suspicious. You have already thought like this, haven't you? You have already looked at something good and said to yourself, "This is too good to be true. Something is going to go wrong." This thought is a trap, and it is exactly this trap that has prevented abundance from parking for good in your life. Imagine the following. You work the whole day, arrive home destroyed, open the refrigerator, and there is nothing worthwhile. You call someone to vent, and no one answers. You lie in bed and stay looking at the ceiling, thinking that tomorrow will be the same thing. How long has this routine consumed you? Months, years? For I tell you with all the conviction of my heart, this cycle is over. It will not end tomorrow. It will not end next week. It ended today. At this moment in which my words are penetrating every cell of your body and reprogramming your spiritual frequency. And I will prove it to you. Pay attention in the next 3 days. A piece of news will arrive that you had already given up waiting for. It could be money that was locked. It could be a door that opens at work. It could be a person from the past who reappears bringing an answer you needed to hear. When this happens, remember this video. Remember that I warned you. And come back here to tell me in the comments, because your testimony will strengthen other people who are going through the same war. If this video is making sense in your life, if you feel that each word is fitting like a puzzle piece, press the like button now. It is not just a button. It is your way of saying to the universe, I am ready to receive. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because the next videos will bring even deeper revelations, and if you miss them, you will feel the lack. Now let us talk about something that affects many people over 35 years old in Brazil, and that almost no one has the courage to admit out loud. The exhaustion of living for others. You spent your whole life being the pillar, in the family, at work, in the relationship. Everyone looks for you when they need help, when they want advice, when they are without money, when they need a shoulder. But when it is you who needs it, where is everyone? You look around, and the silence is deafening. And the worst is that no one perceives that you are crumbling inside, because you learn to hide it so well. You learn to put a smile on your face and say that everything is fine, even when everything is collapsing. You learn to swallow the cry and move forward, because there were people depending on you. But I need you to hear this with attention. You were not placed in this world to be anyone's doormat. You were not born to live sacrificing yourself and never receiving anything in return. This martyr mentality that Brazilian culture has cultivated for generations is at the root of all your exhaustion. And today Archangel Michael is breaking this chain in your life. Do you know what will happen when you stop nullifying yourself for others? When you start putting your peace in first place? The right people will remain and the wrong ones will go away. And you will discover that your true circle is smaller than you imagined, but infinitely more valuable. This half-dozen people who stay by your side, these are the ones heaven selected to walk with you in this new phase. This message that is resonating inside you now cannot stay only in the emotion of the moment. There is a concrete step that heaven is asking you to take. Within everything you have just heard about liberating yourself from the weight of others and recognizing your own value, there is a deeper layer that needs to be understood. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, How to Know If God Will Save You in the Final Judgment. This material goes straight into that wound that is open, the doubt of one who carries the world on their back and does not know if they are being seen by heaven. The link is in the description and at the top of the comments. Your family needs this protection. Do not postpone what God placed in your path today. Now pay attention, because we are going to enter the strongest part of this message. Remember that decision you took a while ago? That one that took away your sleep for weeks? That one that the people around you criticized and said you were wrong? It might have been leaving a relationship that suffocated you. It might have been quitting a job that was making you sick. It might have been cutting ties with someone from your own family who did you harm. Whatever it was, I need you to know a truth that will change everything. That decision was not a mistake. It was the hand of God taking you out of a situation that was going to destroy you. You could not see it at the time because the pain was too great. You felt guilty. You kept wondering if you had done the right thing. You lost nights ruminating over every detail. But today, looking back, you perceive that if you had stayed in that situation, you would be completely destroyed. Your health would have gone away, your joy would have dried up, your faith would have died. And it is precisely because of this courageous decision that the blessing coming now is so great. Because God rewards those who have the courage to obey even without understanding. He rewards those who give up toxic comfort to seek true peace. And your reward is arriving with total force. But there is a detail you need to resolve before. You need to release the rancor. I know this is difficult to hear. I know there are people who hurt you in a way that seems unforgivable. There are people who used you, discarded you, humiliated you in front of others. There are people who took your kindness and treated it as weakness. And all of this hurts. It hurts too much. Only while you hold this anger, your hands are occupied. And occupied hands cannot receive what heaven is trying to deliver to you. Think with me. How is God going to deposit abundance, peace, true love in your life if you are with clenched fists, clinging to heartaches that should have already stayed in the past? I am not asking you to pretend that nothing happened. I am not asking you to go back to trusting those who betrayed you. I am asking you to liberate yourself, to say internally, I let go, I release myself, and I move forward. In the instant you make this declaration of truth, the floodgates of heaven will open over your life. It will be like taking a cork out of a bottle. Everything that was dammed up will begin to flow, and I will be very specific about what will flow. That project that has been stalled for months, that one you were almost giving up on, will unlock out of nowhere. That money that seemed impossible to arrive will appear from a place you did not even expect. That pain in the body that did not pass with any medicine will begin to diminish because its root was spiritual, not physical. Do you know why I am so certain? Because I have already seen this happen hundreds of times with people who were in the same situation you are in now, people who thought God had forgotten them, people who had already lost hope. And suddenly, in a moment like this, something changed, something awakened inside, and from then on, life was never the same again. Now I need to talk about a subject that bothers many people, but that is essential. Prosperity. In Brazil, we grew up hearing that money is dirty, that wanting to have more is greed, that good people have to be poor. This is one of the greatest lies they ever told the Brazilian people. God did not design you to live counting coins and going through hardship every month. He designed you to have abundance, to live with dignity, to be able to take care of your family without desperation. When money stops being a reason for anguish, everything changes. Your health improves because stress diminishes. Your relationships improve because you stop taking out financial frustration on those you love. Your faith grows because you see God's provision in action. And what Archangel Michael is revealing to me at this moment is that there is a financial outpouring prepared specifically for you. I am not talking about the lottery. I am not talking about a miracle fallen from heaven without effort. I am talking about doors that will open, opportunities that will appear, people who will cross your path and bring proposals that will change your level of life. But these opportunities demand your strongest version. They demand that you stop sabotaging yourself, that you stop accepting less than you deserve, that you position yourself as someone who knows their own value. The version of you that accepted anything just so as not to be without anything has already expired. The version that apologized for existing has already died. From today on, you operate on a different frequency, the frequency of one who knows they were chosen. And speaking of choice, I need to tell you something that is perhaps the most important revelation of this entire video. You are not here by accident. Among all the thousands of people who could be watching this at this moment, you are the one who is. Your eyes are reading these words. Your heart is beating stronger. Your soul is recognizing a truth it already knew but had no words to express. This happens because there is a mission attached to your life. You did not come into the world just to work, pay bills, and die. You came to be a lighthouse, to illuminate the lives of people around you, to break patterns of misery and suffering that your family has carried for generations. You are the chosen one of your lineage to turn the game. And this responsibility is heavy, yes, but it is also the greatest honor someone can receive. Now breathe deeply. Feel the air entering your lungs. Feel how something heavy is detaching from your body at this instant. That load you carried on your shoulders is being removed. That knot in the throat is undoing itself. You are being renewed inside while you absorb every word of this message. And I need you to understand that everything I brought up to here, about the betrayal that hurt, about the financial liberation, about the mission that is attached to your life, all of this converges to a single point. You need to equip yourself spiritually for what comes next. The battle is not over, it has changed phase, and in this new phase you need discernment, clarity, foundation. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, How to Know If God Will Save You in the Final Judgment. This is not just any book. It is a spiritual map for those who have reached the exact point where you are now, knowing they carry a mission, but needing to understand how to fulfill it without being destroyed on the way. People who accessed this material sought me out afterward with tears in their eyes, saying they finally understood why life charged so dearly until now. The link is in the description and at the top of the comments, but I do not know for how long it will remain available. If your heart confirmed that this message is for you, do not leave it for later. Later is the word that has stolen the most destinies in this world. Comment renewed down here as a spiritual seal of this moment. I'm going to close this video with what I consider the most sacred part of all this message. You went through things that no one knows. You cried tears that no one saw. You fought battles that no one recognized. And even so, you continued. Even when it seemed easier to give up, you woke up the next day and tried again. This is not stubbornness. This is the mark of someone who has a grand destiny. From now on, things are going to start changing at a speed that will scare you. That call you were waiting for will arrive. That door that was locked will open. That right person will appear. And when all this happens, do not doubt. Do not sabotage yourself. Do not think it is too good to be true. Accept, receive, give thanks, and keep walking forward. Archangel Michael is standing by your side at this exact second. His sword is raised, and he is declaring over your life, no one touches my protected one. No one steals what is theirs. No one delays any longer what has already been released. I need you to engrave this in the deepest part of your heart. You were never forgotten. Not for a second. Every difficult day had a purpose. Every tear planted a seed, and the harvest is arriving now, plentiful, abundant, overflowing with everything you asked for in prayer, when you thought no one was listening. Lift your head, straighten your shoulders, put your crown back on. Because your season of victory has begun, and no one, absolutely no one, will be able to take this from you. Now, before ending, I need to look into your eyes once more. The fact that you stayed until here is the greatest proof that this message was sown to measure for your soul. There is no coincidence in such a perfect plan. You stayed because you needed to hear. You stayed because your life is about to turn in a way that will silence every person who doubted you. And this turn demands that you do not leave here empty-handed. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, How to Know If God Will Save You in the Final Judgment, which is waiting for you in the link in the description and at the top of the comments. This material is the next concrete step for those who understood they carry a calling and no longer want to waste a single day living below what God planned. Every person who accessed it came back transformed, with direction, with peace, with clear purpose. If you feel that the time has come to stop postponing your own salvation, access it now. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message today. Subscribe to the channel and comment down here, "My time has come," to seal before heaven that you accepted what was prepared for your life. God bless you immensely. We will see each other at the next calling.